good morning, Mrs. Palmer.
Good morning, Mr. Sykes.
Another letter from Australia.
Oh, I haven't heard from my boy for 6 months. You'll excuse me, won't you?
Sure. Well, I hope it's good news, Mrs. Palmer. You know we all miss the boy.
Thanks.
Hi, man.
I'm coming.
Good morning, Mrs. Palmer.
Oh, good morning.
Nothing enough today?
Oh, yes, that's plenty. I just received a letter from my boy.
That's swell. Is he still in Australia?
Yes? Do you know where Brisbane is?
You mean that guy what writes the column for the Examiner?
No. It's a town.
Well, you can't prove it by me. Morning.
Good morning.
Morning, Miss Palmer.
Good morning, Tommy.
These they smell good.
Oh, go on. You don't like cookies. Tommy, do you happen to know where Brisbane is?
No, ma'am.
Well, you go over and ask your mother if I might have that almanac of hers.
You bet.
Want me to wait for you there?
No, thanks, Daddy. You run along to the bank, as I'm going in and have a nice long visit with Mrs. Palmer.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
It is, Miss Palmer. What you looking for?
I want to see about Australia. That's where my boy is.
Gee, I wish I was grown. I'd like to go to Australia and places the way he does. Oh, I wonder if he's going to bring one home. Oh, look, he's carrying a baby in a pocket.
Oh, I'll bring the book back.
Okay.
Good morning, Mrs. Palmer.
Good morning, Marguerite. I was just hoping you'd come by today.
Why? Did you get a letter? Give my love to everybody.
That means you.
You think so, Mrs. Palmer? But why doesn't he write me and tell me so?
Well, you know Bobby never was much of a one for letter writing.
Brisbane, Australia. That's the first one you've received from there, isn't it?
You know, I can't understand why he never sends me an address.
Maybe he's traveling all over the world.
Bobby always was one for traveling. You know, he had to go away from here, where he had a nice position in your father's bank. He went to New York, and I didn't hear from him for months. Then the first thing I knew, I got a letter from Sydney, Australia.
Now, don't you worry, dear. He'll get tired of wandering and come back to us someday, maybe rich and famous.
I know he will.
Remember when you took that?
Yes, that was on your 16th birthday. I can see you now, out there in the garden, holding hands.
When he came to say goodbye to me, I tore it in two and kept his picture. Almost 2 years ago. I wonder if he still has the other half.
Truck's coming back. Hey, fellas, give me a hand with this, will you? As soon as they unload the truck, get busy.
Won't be long now.
Don't be a fool, Lefty. Give me a hand with this box. Wait a minute. Back your truck up some more. It's a heavy truck, all right.
We need to be.
Come on. I'm not going.
You're yellow.
No, I'm not. You're a bunch of fools. You'll never make it. You can't get away with it.
No?
Straight back. Come on. Easy now. Now cut a little bit to the left. That's it. Cut a little to the left. Back it up. Cut to the left a little bit. That's it. Straight on back. Come on. That's it. Easy now. Now come back easy. That's it. Come on. Easy goes. Come on now. A little further. Oh, hold it. Come on, hold it. Oh.
Right back to you, pal.
Oh, sit down, won't you?
Yeah, give me the willie.
Gee, it's these last couple of hours that are so terrible. Hey, you'd think you were going to the chair. In place of going out through them big gates. Yeah, I know it, Lefty. I'm nervous as a cat. I've almost forgotten what freedom is.
Hey, you was right, kid. We were a bunch of suckers stringing along with McCarty.
I wish you were coming with me, Lefty.
Oh, I don't know.
You know, kid, all the pens I've been in, this is the best of all. Good food, fair bed, decent treatment. From now on, I'm going to treat it like home. You know, I'm just wondering if I'll ever get the feel and the taste and the smell of prison out of my system.
Sure you will. You're just a kid.
You know, I've learned a lot. After 2 years in prison and a jailbreak, you're no longer a kid.
Yes?
Number 487 in the ante room, sir.
I'll see him in a moment. Linda, that's the kid. University Smith. He goes out today. Interesting case.
Yes, I remember. I happened to be the one that picked him up. But that was only 2 years ago.
Well, he got time off for good behavior.
He should. You know, he should have never been sent up. He wasn't guilty. He was merely the tool of a bunch of gangsters.
I believe you. Did you ever see one of these? The boy came to me shortly after he was sent here and showed me this ad. He told me his mother had no idea he was in prison. Would it be all right if he had his letters sent through this agency so that she would never find out?
And you let him?
Sure. We've 1,800 men here. And I guess there'd be 1,800 mothers happier if none of them knew.
You know who this Lewin is?
No.
A blackmailer that I've been trying to get something on for a long time. But I'm happy about the boy. It's been a great lesson to him. So long, Jim.
What's your hurry?
Oh, I've got to be getting back to the city.
So long, Bender. You might tell him to send Smith in on your way out.
All right, I will. Thank you. Remember me?
Yes. You picked me up.
Sore?
No, I'm not sore at you. I'm not sore at anybody.
You can go in now.
Come in, Smith.
Sit down.
Here's your ticket home and the usual allowance. Also, your personal belongings.
Thank you, sir.
You've been with us nearly 2 years. And during that time, I trust you've learned that crime does not pay. And I hope you're determined to live a straight life.
Yes, sir.
Does your mother still think you are traveling in Australia?
If that mailing agency was on the level.
Then you'd better announce you're coming home. My boy, you're about to go out into the world and to begin life over again. There are no shortcuts. Cutting corners will only bring you back where you started. Give every man a square deal, but above all, be fair to the man that's you. We're trusting you, you know. In offering you this little book, I hope you find in it the help and inspiration that others have. That's all.
Thank you.
Goodbye, Smith. Best of luck to you.
Goodbye, Warden.
Pardon me, but isn't that the prison?
Yes, I think it is.
I saw a perfectly grand prison movie recently. Ever since then, I've been crazy to go through one. Wouldn't you like to go?
Well, that might be pretty interesting at that.
What time do they put the diner on? You know, I'm hungry.
Well, I don't know. You see, I haven't been traveling on this line much lately. Following me for?
I'm not following you, son. Don't get restless. You know, some people have families, and I happen to be going home, too.
Well, I guess I'm kind of nervous. I'm not used to freedom yet.
Take it easy, kid.
Wait a minute. Drop your magazine. Thank you.
Where do you want the letter mail from?
Brisbane, Australia. How long will it be before this is delivered?
4 weeks going and 4 weeks coming back.
Well, okay. Guess that'll be all right.
He's coming home.
Isn't that marvelous?
Oh, excuse me, I must call Marguerite. Operator, give me name 421.
Mr. Shannon's resident. Just a moment. For you, miss.
Hello? Oh, hello there, Mrs. Palmer. Oh, no. Isn't that perfectly marvelous? Oh, I'm so glad. I'll be right over. Oh, Nellie, isn't it thrilling? Bob Palmer's coming home.
I'll bet his mother's tickled pink.
Poor darling, she was so excited she could hardly talk.
That's Mr. Forrester. He's been waiting 10 minutes.
That's nothing. I've been waiting more than 2 years.
The late Miss Shannon.
Sorry, Jimmy, but I was called to the phone. It was very important, too.
Good news, judging by the smile.
Wonderful news. Guess who's coming home? Bob Palmer.
Oh, really?
Aren't you glad?
Thrilled to tears.
I want you to take me down to his mother's.
Delighted.
Yes, Mrs. Williams. Oh, I'm so happy. I'm calling up all our friends to tell them the good news. Oh, thank you. Bye. I'm going to call up Mrs. Martin.
Yeah.
Central, give me Maine 678.
Hey, listen, Mabel, what do you think? Bob Palmer's coming home. Yes, yes. All right, hold your horses. Hello, Mabel. Yes, his mother just received news.
Oh, hurry, darling. He'll be waiting.
Why, I just had to bake these. He loves them so.
Oh, I'm so excited. I wonder if he's changed much.
Oh, I'm sure he hasn't. Hurry. Come on. Bobby,
Yes, Mother.
it certainly is good to see your things hanging around here again.
Good to be here to hang them around again.
Hello? Yes, Marguerite. Well, he's busy unpacking.
Yes. Now remember, you're to come over here directly after dinner and tell Bob to bring all of the souvenirs from Australia.
Oh, we will.
All right, darling.
Yes, Mother.
When will soon be ready?
Oh, I'll be right out.
Well, Marguerite wants you to bring over those souvenirs.
I'm unpacking them now.
Oh, Bobby, it seems so wonderful to have you home. Why, it's like a dream. I just can't believe it's true.
All right, now you run along. I'll be right out. Remember, convict deception is also a crime.
Isn't that wonderful?
Yes, I've been looking at it.
What a weird-looking thing. Where did you get this, Bob?
Oh, that? Why, I picked that up in a native village away up the Murrumbidgee River.
Murrumbidgee. What a name. Sounds like a fairy tale.
Well, it's a river, 1,500 miles long. You can look it up on the map.
Oh, my dear boy, I don't doubt you. You were there, weren't you?
After all these adventures, Bob, you think you can settle down in a bank again?
You mean you're going to give me back my job?
Why, of course. On with Jim. We made Jim a vice president in your absence.
Mr. Shannon, I don't know how to thank you. It's wonderful of you.
It's awfully stuffy here tonight. Let's go for a spin in the car, Marguerite.
Well,
Or perhaps you'd rather stay here and listen to some more marvels about the Murrumbidgee.
Oh, I know what we'll do. Let's take Bob over and show him the new bridge.
All right.
We'll be back in a little while, Daddy.
So they finally built a bridge over the old creek, did they?
Yes. But I warn you, it's not nearly so impressive as your bridges in Australia.
Jim. Hello, darling.
How do you do? How do you want it, in 5s and 10s?
Good morning, Jim.
Good morning. You're quite a stranger. I've hardly seen you in the last few weeks. Bob, bring me the MP ledger. There's some accounts I want to check over. How are you, Mr. Rowe?
How do you think I am?
See you tonight?
Mm-hmm. I'll stop by and drive you home.
Well.
Now quit your stalling. What are you going to do about it?
I'll take care of it as soon as I can.
Oh, you've told me that before.
You've got my IOUs. What are you worrying about?
That's just it, sweetheart.
I am worrying about your IOU. You'll get your money all right. You're telling me?
Well, why didn't you say something?
Well, there's so much to say, and I say it so badly.
Bob.
I brought something for you to read.
Read? Why read?
It's very interesting. Well,
Are you interested in furniture?
no, you see, I was...
Bob Palmer, are you trying to propose to me?
Yes.
Well, I'm waiting.
Oh, Margie. Gee, won't your father be surprised?
Surprised? He's been asking me for weeks what the delay is.
He has.
Bob, look at the time.
We better go.
Mm-hmm. I guess we better.
Well, I'm sorry, but
Why, it's Officer Heaney.
How do you do, Miss Shannon? You know you were going 65 miles per hour?
Oh, isn't that awful? We won't do it again, though.
You know I ought to give you a ticket.
Oh, no, officer. You see, we just got engaged. That sort of makes you forget your speed laws.
Well, in a case like that, I guess it's all right.
Oh, you're a peach. We'll ask you to the wedding.
That's fine. Okay, but be careful.
Marge, I think you'd better drive.
Why, Bob? What's the matter?
Well, I don't have a license. I might have gotten into...
One would think you'd committed a crime or something. Come on, darling, let's get started.
Just the same, I wish you'd drive.
Bob? See you later.
Good morning, Mr. Palmer. Remember me?
Very well. What do you want?
And how are all the folks in Australia?
What do you want with me?
Just a little chat about the good old days in Brisbane.
Well, I can't talk to you here.
I'm sorry, but you'll have to. I've got a train to catch.
Cigarette? No, thanks. I smoke cigars.
That's a lot of bunk about Palmer's 2 years in Australia.
Well, he suddenly brought enough trophies back to prove it.
Well, I happen to know something may interest you, Detective Black. I've written a letter, and I should hear from it in a few days.
Letter? About what?
Well, if what I've written about happens to be the truth, I'll have plenty on Mr. Bob Palmer.
Well, you can call on me if you need me, Mr. Forrester.
I'll be calling on you, Black.
How do you do?
Good afternoon.
Forrester in?
Oh, yes, he's busy with Mr. Shannon. Can I take a message?
Yes. Will you tell him that Mr. Rowe was in? Well, I'm getting pretty darn tired of waiting.
Mr. Rowe?
Yes.
All right.
Thanks.
Yes, sir. Visiting here?
Yes, for a few days.
Good-looking car.
Yes, sir. It sure is. That's about the prettiest car in town.
Yeah?
Yeah, Dad gave it to us. He's the president of the bank, you know.
Yeah?
Hello, Marty.
Oh, Bob.
Gee, I wish there were more Saturdays in a week.
Well, where'll we go, Bob?
Well, let's go house hunting.
Oh, lovely, let's.
Well, sir, after that, Bob Palmer came back from Australia.
Make it snappy, Jimmy.
Yes, sir, Mr. Forrester.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. That's Forrester. He's a vice president. Yeah, he's sweet on Miss Shannon. But Bob Palmer came home, and is he burning up? He's going into the mansion house now. They got a big game up there every Saturday. Say, you ought to get in it. They say it's plenty steep.
That's a good idea. Thanks.
Okay.
And we saw the cutest house this afternoon. We'll drive you over there tomorrow and let you see it.
Wait a minute. I'm teaching you to bake now. Next, I'll teach you to sew. Then you can think about buying a house.
All right.
I'll get that.
That's not the way to do that. Let me show you. Put a little more snap into it, like that, see?
Oh, you darling. You're just a nuisance. You're no help.
Say, won't it be swell when we have a kitchen of our own?
You won't be so keen about it when you have to help me wash the dishes.
Oh, I won't mind that so long as you're there.
Bobby, there's a gentleman in the living room to see you.
Who is it?
Well, I don't know. He said he was an old friend of yours.
Somebody from around town here?
Well, wasn't anyone I recognized.
Well, all right. What do you want?
Just a friendly little visit, kid.
What are you following me around for? I told you I was going straight, and I have.
That your mother?
Listen, Bender. She doesn't know about that stretch. It'd kill her to know.
All right, all right. I'm not saying anything.
Well, then what are you following me for? What are you spying on me? I'm not on parole. I'm a free man.
And you want to remain free, don't you?
I'm going to get married.
So I hear. And you've got a good job at the bank, too, haven't you?
Yes.
Oh, that's fine.
Gosh, don't they smell good? You take them in the other room and invite the gentlemen to stay to dinner. All right?
Oh, Bob.
Mr. Bender, I'd like you to meet my fiancée, Miss Shannon.
I'm pleased to meet you, Miss Shannon.
How do you do?
She's been helping Mother make cookies.
Have one?
Thanks. Now that explains that.
Oh, Bob. Mrs. Palmer would like you to stay for dinner.
That's mighty nice, but I've got to go. That's fine. Very good.
I hear you're no friend of Bob.
Oh, yes. Bob and I were pals in Australia. Weren't we, Bob?
Yes, we were.
Isn't that lovely? Excuse me a moment.
Surely. Mighty nice girl, Bob. Well, Bob, I'll have to be leaving.
Aren't you staying to supper?
No, thanks, Mrs. Palmer. I've got to be on my way.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So am I.
I have some more cookies.
Well, thanks. These are wonderful cookies, the best I've ever eaten.
Are you leaving town, Mr. Bender?
Well, I expect to leave soon. Well, good night, Mrs. Palmer.
Good night.
It's been a pleasure to meet you, Mrs. Shannon.
Thank you.
I'll see you to the door, Mr.
Okay,
Bender.
Bob.
You like my cookies? Bob, who's Miss Bender? I never heard you speak of him before.
No, I don't think I ever did.
Oh, come on, children. Now, we've got to have our dinner. I'm going to get some more cookies. All right, Bob, you pour the water.
There are fours, bet 20.
So, Miss Dick, give me another stack.
Getting the bad breaks, Forrester?
Yes.
There you are, Forrester. That makes 5.
And now let's have a new deck.
That's a good idea. It's a good idea. I think we'll change my luck, too.
Oh, quit your whining. You can sit in a poker game and lose, but you can't pay me.
I'll take care of it. But you've got to give me more time.
Well, now get this. You pay those IOUs before tomorrow or else. Oh, that's fine.
Oh, Bob. Have you checked over the Patterson account yet?
Not yet. I'm going to do it tomorrow.
Busy now?
Well, the usual rush.
Think it'd be a good idea if you did it tonight.
Oh, all right. If you say so. Mother, I have to work tonight. I won't be home for dinner.
Will you be very late?
Well, yes, fairly late. Oh, I'll get something to get to the buffet. Yeah, I'll come right home afterwards. All right, goodbye, dear. Not through yet, honey.
Will you be through by 11?
I hope so.
Well, Dad and I are taking your mother to the pictures. We'll call for you after the show.
Perfect.
How'd you like to be a good sport and buy some soda, huh?
Extravagant girl. All right, come on.
Bender?
Hello.
How about a game of cards tonight?
No, thanks. Not tonight.
Well, I think I'll try my luck. Good luck to you. Oh, here it is. Parking's terrible. This town's getting as bad as a big city.
Oh, let's hurry, Dad. I know Bob will be waiting.
Did you enjoy it? Well, I
thought it was a very good picture, too.
I thought it was just one.
But of course, those were meant for holidays.
Shannon. Hello, Chief. How are you tonight?
Oh, pretty good, thank you.
Don't move, Palmer.
What are you doing here?
I'm afraid you'll have to do the explaining this time, Mr. Palmer, alias University Smith. So that's why you didn't object to working tonight, eh? Planning another trip to Australia? Well, it won't work this time, Mr. Ex-convict.
What's that? Burglar alarm. Somebody must be robbing the bank. What's the matter here, partner?
I caught him robbing the bank. Arrest him.
You know,
What's the matter here?
I caught Palmer robbing the bank. He was stuffing the money in this bag.
What's your story, Bob?
Well, I was working on the books tonight. I finished about a half hour ago. I found I'd forgotten my cigarettes and came back to get them. I found Mr. Forrester in the vault.
See here, Black. Are you going to take the story of an ex-convict? Arrest him. There's Mr. Shannon and his daughter now. Call them in. Let them see what a dirty crook he is.
I don't have to identify myself, Black. Now take a look at this. Tell Mr. Shannon to come in, Bob. And you take your girl around the block for a ride.
Wait a minute. He hasn't explained that alias Smith business.
I'll explain that, Black. Go ahead, Bob.
Thanks, Mr. Bender.
I arrested University Smith myself. He died nearly 2 years ago. I was with him at the time.
But I looked up the record. This fellow Lewin, who was here...
I've taken care of Mr. Lewin. This was merely a case of mistaken identity. Palmer and I were in Australia together, while the University Smith was serving time.
Who's been tampering with the tape?
I'm afraid it was your vice president, Mr. Shannon. And here's something else that will interest you.